Hey everybody, this is Drew over at Rev Hiker Outdoors, and I want to do just a quick review on a bag that some of you guys might have seen me carrying in my other videos. This is my current backpacking bag, my ultralight bag that I use for anything from day hikes to 3-day hikes. After that, it can get kind of cramped with storing enough food because I like to eat a lot on the trail. So if I go any longer than 3 days, I usually will supplement with a very small day pack, or sometimes I'll just take a hydration pack, take the bladder out and throw a couple snacks and food items in there. But anyway, this is the Mountainsmith Daylight. I love this pack. So things that I like about it, it's got this shock cord system on the outside and the back. I like putting my poncho on there if the weather's bad, so quick access. I don't have to unzip, I don't have to do anything. I just pop the poncho out, put it on. Another thing I like is the strap that comes with it. Every time you buy one of these, it comes with a big shoulder strap with a padded piece. It clips into here, so it is removable. I have it off right now, but I like just putting it over my shoulder, so when I unclip the waist belt, this thing just swings around front. You can dig around, get whatever you need out of it. Super convenient. Other things I like, this thing is bomb-proof. I beat the snot out of this thing. I don't really have regard for it. A lot of my gear I'm very careful, but I don't really have any problems sliding this, pushing it, kicking it, doing what I need to do because it's built out of some heavy materials. Are there lighter packs out there? Absolutely. Is a full-size backpack that's lighter than this going to hold up like this? No way. They're built of paper-thin materials that you can almost see through. So I like this because it's just enough volume and it's really tough. Because, you know, if you're going down steep, rocky areas or something like that, I mean, there's times where your pack is going to be scuffing on rocks, especially in the Adirondacks and the high peaks. There's a lot of trails where your pack is scraping against rocks and pine trees that are close and some scrub brush. So I do like it because it is pretty tough. This thing has taken a beating, and at the same time it's pretty light. Like I said, not the lightest, but it's tough. I really like that. Another thing I like is this nice little pocket that they put in here. So just, you know, when I first looked at it, I thought, oh cool, it's an interior pocket. It just kind of hangs in there. And I put, my little trash bag and some other stuff and maybe my keys or my wallet in there. But then I realized that the purpose of this thing was to unzip, and when you're not using the pack, or if you want to store it to put in a suitcase to get on a flight and go somewhere, the whole pack folds right into this little yellow pocket. And it's got a little carrying thing. So I just thought that was really cool. It's got one of those two-way zippers, so the zipper will flop inside or outside depending on how you use it. So it's packable. If you go with a bigger base pack and you want this as just a day pack for little hikes, if you're going on a long trip, this thing packs down enough and it doesn't hardly weigh anything. You just throw it in your other pack. The other thing that I like about it is the loops at the top. I use these when I have a sleeping pad. If I choose to bring one, I can throw it right on top, take a piece of paracord or other cordage, just tie a Canadian jam knot, cinch that down, stays put. As far as being comfortable and load control, I think Mountainsmith did a great job because they put these straps in here. Hopefully you can see that. But what these do is they cinch the load tighter to your back. So if this is on your back and it's leaning too much, you just cinch them down and it pulls it nice and tight, keeps it from bouncing. They've got a lower one and an upper one, so you can really have this thing hugged tight to your body to have it really nice and tight and not flopping around, not moving around. I don't like a lot of movement in my packs. I like them to be pretty steady. Another thing that I really like about this is on the back. So this is where the bag contacts your body. And what they did is they kind of put a pocket in there. And if you guys have seen some of my other videos about fire making in the snow and stuff like that, I'm using this as a kneeling pad. You could also use it as a sit pad. And this came out of a Marmot compressor. It's just a little piece of closed cell foam. but what I like to do is I just stuff it right in here. But what I've also done on other hikes is I took my Thermarest Scout, the short version, and I got all the air out of it, and I kind of stuck it right back in here, and it came out to maybe this wide after I had it all folded up. But it was a nice cushion in between, and it's just kind of a nice pocket to stick kind of bulky items and long items too. So it's nice. I like that it's there. It kind of gives me quick access to my sitting pad, my kneeling pad, and you can actually, the way this folds, it fits nice. You can slide it all the way up or slide it down depending on where you want extra padding. So I really like that. I also like the drink pockets. I don't always like the drink pockets. Sometimes they're huge and stuff falls out. Sometimes they're so small you can barely get stuff in. But this works perfect for the bottles that I use. They would be tight for like a Nalgene type thing, but I use like old water bottles like this from Powerade, Gatorade, vitamin water, stuff like that. And the elastic on the top of these sticks right in there and kind of keeps them from bouncing around too much. This thing is just roomy enough for what I need, so I like that. I don't go the traditional route of like a goose down, which a lot of ultralight guys do. I use the Escape Bivy, and I'll use like a little puffer jacket or something like that. My legs really don't get cold, and then I just have like wool socks. So that's what I use. This bag probably wouldn't be big enough if you like to have a down bag or a synthetic. Definitely not a synthetic bag, because they barely get as small as this whole bag. But for me and the way I pack and the systems I use, this thing works great. It's all the storage I need, and not a whole lot extra, which means, again, you're cutting down on the weight, but this thing holds my cook system, holds my cordage, all that stuff. I've got, this is just a stainless steel Sierra cup. I've got my little homemade stove in there. I keep all my cook system in there. I don't carry a ton of water because this thing doesn't have shoulder straps, and this is the one, maybe the one or only thing I don't really like about it is you can't load it up if you need to. Excuse me, because it can become uncomfortable. One time I was up in the Adirondacks in the eastern High Peaks area, and rangers found me. They made me go get a bear keg, and it added a ton of weight to this thing, and it got it up over, it was over 15 pounds, and it was a little uncomfortable at that point, and because the bear keg was huge, it was making it bounce. So the way I pack it, it's great. And if I could have that weight centered more down in there, down towards the base of it, I think it'd be better. But you can't carry really big loads in this, and if you're doing ultralight, you don't want a big load anyway. But anyway, excuse me, I really do like this pack. Like I said, I think the only downside is the carrying capacity. You can't put 1 million bottles of water and a hydration pack and all that stuff. But for me, it works. I'm in a place where, generally where I go hiking, there's an abundance of water. So between 1 or 2 bottles and my filter, I've got everything I need. So anyway, that's just my quick review. Last thing, I just almost forgot, the strap, very comfortable. It's got this webbing and this mesh in here, very breathable. You really don't get hot spots around your waist and your back. Really like it. So those are the things I like, and like I said, the only thing I don't like is that it can bounce and get uncomfortable if your weight gets too high, but it's almost not a downside because I don't get there. The one thing I wish they added was some little loops on the bottom. I wish there was, even if it was just little loops of fabric, so that I could lash something to the bottom, like if I wanted to put my sleeping pad on the bottom instead of the top. That's really, I can't even say anything bad about that really, but anyway, that'd be the only thing I'd change. So thanks for watching, guys. That's just my short review of this, and by the way, it's held up through 2 years of use and abuse. So this is nice because it doesn't cost a ton. You can find these all over the place. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. So I just kind of plant this right where I want it. There we go.